it's Mena. Welcome back to my channel, or if this is the very first video that you're seeing of me, then welcome to my channel. Please be sure to hit the subscribe button down below if you didn't already. I post every day of the week for all. Excuse me one second. Sorry, there's some noise downstairs, so I had to close the door. So anyway, so today in this video, I'm going to talk about the top 10 scariest things that have happened to me. So these are all the scariest things that have happened to me in my life, and they're very scary to me. They may not be, some of these may not be scary to you. Some of them may be scary to you if you've been through the same thing, but some of them, they may not be scary to you. Everybody handles fear differently. And these are things that I definitely find very, very scary. So I'm going to get started. And if you guys have any scary things that have happened to your life, let me know down in the comments below, because they may be the same as mine, they may not be the same as mine. Everyone handles fear differently. So I'm going to get started. So number one on my list would have to be getting cancer. Now, I got cancer when I was 12 years old. This really scared me because I was worried I was going to die, and I didn't want to die, and I was worried I was going to miss so many opportunities in my life, but I made it through. Like my parents say, I'm really strong. I was super happy that I made it through chemo, because it was quite a struggle, because through getting sick, getting side effects from the medications, and then not being able to get out as much, it was very, very hard for me, but I made it through. And this pandemic that we have right now kind of reminds me of chemotherapy almost, just because the rules are the same as when I went through chemo, and then how we have to do everything a certain way reminds me of chemo. Number two on my list would have to be catching a virus and stop breathing. This is a very scary moment in my life. It wasn't scary to me back then, but because I was really, really small. But it scares me today knowing from what my mom said. So when I was a baby, I was born at 27 weeks and weighed 2.5 pounds. I was home for a month. I caught this virus. I stopped breathing. I had to go to the hospital and get so many monitors on me. And then I had to wear cords and have a monitor on just in case I stopped breathing. It was very, very scary for me. Even my parents and my older brother too. Sorry, I thought the camera was blurry for a second. Number three on my list would have to be my dogs escaping. Now, this is a very scary moment in my life, especially when I had my English setter, because he was blind at the time. And then Gabby was also is a very small doggy. She's a Boston Terrier and stuff, because I was worried somebody was gonna take her, or some dog was going to go after her and stuff. And this was very scary for me, because I live on a busy street and people speed down my street, and it's very scary because I had some dogs who were pretty old. They were like 15 and everything, and Gabby was like, how old was Gabby at the time? Give me one second. Gabby was like 3 or 4 at the time, because she was pretty small. I was very worried about her, because she was despite the fact she was still at a young age for a dog, she was just really small, and I was worried that she was going to get hit by a car, because not a lot of people are able to see very small dogs. And I have a full story of that, and I'll leave a link to it in the description box down below if you're interested. Number 4 on my list would have to be getting lost on a neighborhood walk. Now, I find this very scary, because even though I knew my neighborhood, I wasn't used to really wandering around my neighborhood by myself. I was always used to going with my mom, and it made me very scared, because I never had walked around my neighborhood by myself at the time, because I always was used to going with my mom. And I was very, very scared, because I liked having my mom with me, because I felt safe, especially when it was very dark. And this made me super duper scared, because it was so foggy that morning that I couldn't even see where I was going, because it was very, very foggy. But I was super happy I was able to find my mom and everything, and it made me feel super comfortable. And this did teach me a lesson to always keep your cell phone on hand, just in case you get lost. And I have a full story of how I got lost on my neighborhood walk, and I'll leave a link in the description box down below. Number 5 on my list would have to be getting lost on a hike. Now, I have had moments where I've gotten lost on a hike before, Well, no, this is my only moment I pretty much got lost on a hike. I was super scared. I was like crying and everything because I didn't know where my mom was, and I didn't have a phone on me because back then, like I said, I wasn't used to carrying a cell phone around. And this just made me scared because I was worried I was going to get eaten by a mountain lion. I was worried I was never going to see my mom again. And that's one of my fears I have of having lost, is never seeing my mom again. Despite the fact I'm able to find her, I still just worry about I'll never see her again. I do have a video on how I got lost on a hike, and like I said, this is the sequel to how I got lost on a neighborhood walk, and I'll leave a link to that video in the description box down below. Whew, sorry, I'm running out of breath. Number 6 on my list would have to be someone I don't know hitting on me on Facebook. Now, this is a very scary moment in my life because I didn't know who this person was. He was just a random friend that another friend of mine had, and he was just like giving me awkward hit-on compliments, and I felt really uncomfortable with that because I didn't even know him, and I didn't feel comfortable with him doing that to me because for those who don't know, I was not big on going on the internet and talking to people because I never talk to anyone I don't know on the internet. That I am always safe when it comes to being on the internet. That I never talk to anyone that I don't know. I never go into chat rooms, and I just never talk to people I don't know because I've learned so much about internet safety. And I do have a full story on how I did that. How I did have an experience with somebody hitting on me on Facebook, and I'll link that video down below if you didn't see it. Number 7 on my list would have to be my sister getting her head cut open. This was a really scary moment in my life because my sister was 2 years old at the time. I'm sure you guys all know Tessa, my little sister. She appeared in my sister tag. She was sitting on the cutting board of her Fisher-Price kitchen, and the thing that was holding the cutting board thing on the kitchen lost its sturdiness, and it fell, and my sister was on it, and the little hook that held the plastic spatulas and whatever fell on the top of my sister's head and cut her head open. She was crying. My parents had to get a towel with ice on it, and then they had to drag her to the hospital, and where she had to get 4 staples in her head. It was really scary because I was worried so much about my sister. I had never really had anything cut open, but my sister had her. This is the first time my sister ever got her head cut open. It really scared me to death. I was super worried about her. Number 8 on my list would have to be my dogs getting lost on a hike with my sister. So this is another scary moment because, like I said, Mr. Pickles and Daisy didn't. Daisy likes to run, but she'll run way too far away. And then Mr. Pickles likes to run too and chase things. And it was very, very scary for both me and my mom because we didn't want anything bad to happen to the dogs. But we were lucky Gabby was safe too. Safe because she stayed with my sister. And, but we were very, very worried about Daisy and Pickles because they both like to run when we didn't want anything bad happening to them. Number 9 on my list had to be Gabby starting to get seizures. Now, this started recently, just this last year, with all the fires and the smoke. Gabby started to get these very scary seizures. She would pee on the floor. I'm so sorry. And then she started to act so weird, and then we'd have to calm her down. And these really scared me to death because I know she's getting old, but she's still part of my family, and I love her very, very much. She's such a sweet dog. I'm sorry. I just, thinking about it just makes me super sad, just her getting seizures and everything, because she started to act, so weird, and it mainly started because of the smoke last year. But she doesn't have them all the time. She has them once in a while or so. Number 10 on my list would have to be losing my sister's friend during a race. Now, this is a very scary because my sister's friend was little. She was 8 years old at the time, and this was very scary because this little girl did not know my mom's phone number. It made us super worried about her, and we had lost her for an hour when we were in Santa Cruz. This is so scary because this wasn't even my sister. This was my sister's friend, and it was my mom's friend's kid, and it made us very, very scared, and it made us worry so much because this little girl didn't even know my mom's phone number, but we were super happy that we found her and she was safe and sound. It was like we had lost her for an hour in a big city, and it made us super duper scared and worried for her because she was little, like 7 years old, and wait, no, she was like 8 years old, and we just didn't want anything bad happening to her. And this was very scary for both me and my mom because this wasn't even our kid. And I have a full video of how this happened, and I will leave a link to that video in the description box down below. So those are the top 10 scariest things that have happened to me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'm sorry this video is so long, but thank you guys so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I post every day of the week, and I'll see you in another video soon. Bye!